few architects. Not much in detail because you don't need to be. So it will be just that I will take you through a journey from starting from Stone Age to the modern contemporary era. We'll just go through and flip it like a story. We also have organized a quiz session in between. We're joined by Kapil Dangi. Kapil, I welcome you here. Kapil, just tell us something about yourself. You are a student preparing for NATA. How many of you are here who are preparing for NATA? Just write hi. Raise your hand. Who are preparing for NATA? Sadhanira preparing for NATA JEE we have paper. We have Kapil who is a freelance artist. We have Parthu, he made 111. Just write your proper name also. Amay Kathol, architect Amay Kathol. Okay, welcome. Saurabh Tony, Pranjal Jain, architecture student. Which year? Hi Pranjal. Great. Which institution? Royal GB, that is Aarti. Aarti, welcome here. Joined by Krina Panchal, intelligent designer, welcome here. Sakshi, welcome again. Abdullah Tariq. Abdullah, which institution in Pakistan?
Sir, I am from Peshawar. Doing
Peshawar.
PR from Sikha University.
Can you be louder?
Am I
Your
audible,
voice is
sir?
very. Yes, but your voice is a bit low.
Yeah, I'm from Peshawar, doing BArch from Sikos University, Peshawar.
Oh, great, great. Which year? Third year? You're in third year?
Final year,
Final year.
fifth year.
Okay, great, great. You must be dealing with thesis and all.
Sir, obviously, it's my last semester, but stuck
Okay.
down with the lockdown. So let's see what's happened. Your final semester, just few months left.
Let me tell you, this session is actually basically very brief introduction of history meant for people who are preparing for NATA entrance exam, architecture exam. So you are in fifth year, so you will find it very basic actually.
No, yeah, no problem. I will revise my whole the 3 years which I studied history of architecture. I will be revising everything. That's better.
Yeah, we have tried to compile it in such a way that we just take you through a journey. It will you will get a good revision of all the
Yeah.
architectural style, a few
Yes.
Western architects and few Indian architects.
Yes.
So, Bhati
It's
sir,
been
we can
informative.
start.
हाँ सर,
Bhati
स्टार्ट
sir,
कर सकते हो आप. हाँ हाँ सर. 36 participants.
yeah, we can wait 5 minutes. There is gonna be big session, so I think we need to start. Hello guys, hello everyone. My name is Architect Abhishek Srivastava, and we welcome you on behalf of Team Food. Uh, we are organizing this online festival webinars. The theme of our webinar is No Lockdown on Education. So Food is trying to organize this, and a part of this session, which is for NATA students. Well, anyone can join who is interested in history. So let us start with this. Uh, at the very on the outset, I would ask you everyone that what is the importance of history of architecture? Why do we need to study history about architectural history? Basically, why do we need to study it? What is the importance of studying history? Anyone, you can just write in the chat box whatever you feel. See, first and foremost, why do we need to read about history of architecture? Is because, see, if we don't know what has happened in the past, we will never be able to understand or build in future. We have to know what our ancestors and what our uh, culture, what has been done in our previous cultures and eras, and we have to know those technology to understand and build in the future. So until unless we don't know what has happened in the past, we can never create something new in the future. So we have to know all the styles, all the construction technology which has happened in the past, uh, all about materials, culture, religion, society, their setup, their philosophies. So we need to understand those things, those uh, philosophies and those religion and those culture of other lands, so that we can have our own perspective, and when we are creating something of our own, we can create it. So on this note, we will start this history of architecture and human evolution. We'll start with various architectural styles. I'll be very brief and also very fast. Okay, so this is a small timeline. So we started with 10,000 AC, which is like Paleolithic age. Paleolithic is also the old Stone Age, when we human beings were still evolving, and we were making weapons out of stone and using stone as a tool. So it was the old Stone Age. Human beings were not accustomed for agriculture, and they haven't domesticated animals as such. So it was old Stone Age. After that, 10,000 BC around, after that came Neolithic age, and began the agriculture thing, and human beings started evolving. And during this era, we find our first as landmark building or monument or structure, we can say, that was Stonehenge. After that, there is the Ancient Age, which is 3000 BC to 476 AC, AD actually, and then we have Medieval Age, which is 476 AD to 1492 AD. See, Ancient Age is basically the Egyptian, Assyrian, and Persian age, and Medieval Age is basically about your Gothic, Renaissance, Byzantine architecture. And then we have Modern Age, 1492 to 1789, and then we have Contemporary Age, which is 1789 to this modern era. So this is a brief timeline. Prehistoric age, where human constructed earthen mounds, stone circles, megalith, and structures, including monument structure as Stonehenge. So first structure which was of significance was Stonehenge. Basically, Stonehenge has some cosmic significance. It is related to the movement of sun, the summer solstice, and people in that era, in that time, knew about all those things. So that is something which is very commendable. So those structures, they relate to the equinox and the solstice and the movement of the sun. Imagine in those times they had this idea. So Stonehenge is first building, first monument of some cosmological significance. Then we have ancient Egypt, and these are your Pyramid of Giza, the famous Pyramid of Giza. It was 3000 BC to 900 BC. So these pyramids were meant as a symbol. Basically, Egyptians were the people who believed in life after death. So they made these pyramids to preserve their dead because they believed in life after death. They believed in resurrections. So that's why they made these pyramids and temples. They believe that the people who have died, they will come back, and they worship the sun god. So that's why the pyramid is like an arrow pointing towards the sun. Because they believe the soul needs the sun rays to travel. So we have this enormous structure such as the Pyramid of Giza that were like a perfection of engineering, capable of reaching great heights. So after that, after the medieval age came, after the ancient age came this age of classical architecture or antiquity, where we first human being started evolving these styles of architecture, classical architecture. The styles were Doric columns, Ionic columns, and Corinthian columns. So this was the first building, which was Parthenon Acropolis, which you can see, which is an example of classical architecture. It has this Doric columns. You can see this. There is a bulge in the middle, which is because of this some optical corrections which they did, and there is also a pediment at the top, and this part is known as the entablature. So again, after the Greek era came the Roman era. The Roman were the first to actually. The Greek era was about the structures were all based on pillars supporting the lintel. Okay, so those kind of trabeated structures were there. In Roman era, the Roman were the first people who invented the arch, and they used this load transfer on the arches, and they made all kind of building using the construction technology of arch. And a very good example is Colosseum in Rome. You can see Roman architecture adopted the external language of classical Greek architecture, and they made all these aqueducts, Colosseum, and things like that. A very good example of Roman building is Pantheon, which we will see in the later slides. Example of Byzantine architecture, which later on gave birth to Islamic architecture. So very good example is Hagia Sophia, 527 to 1567 AD. Example, you can see the best feature of, can you see this arrow? Is this arrow visible on the screen? I'm pointing an arrow on the dome. Is it visible? No. Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're still learning few things about technology. So you see, this is Hagia Sophia. This is an example of Byzantine architecture. When you talk about Byzantine architecture, आपको कैसे पहचानना है? You see this dome which is on these arches. So we call this dome on pendentives. Pendentives are these in between areas between these arches where they are taking the whole load of the this dome and this drum part on this drum part, and there are these 4 minarets which is visually, making the whole composition in a box. So these are example of Byzantine architecture. This very thin minarets and this dome on pendentives. Okay. So example is, very good example is Hagia Sophia. So this happened after Roman architecture. Well, in fact, a lot of other things also came during Byzantine architecture, use of mosaics and use of ceramic tiles, which were adorning the interiors of these beautiful, basically we can say these were mosques, which were later converted into mosque. Initially it was a church. After the Byzantine, we had during those era 1800 to 1200 AD was Romanesque architecture. You can see this castle-like structure, and we have this very small opening. If you have to understand Romanesque architecture, you have to understand they were very robust. The massing was very heavy, and there were very small openings to allow light. So they were heavier, stocky Romanesque architecture with rounded arch. You can see very small rounded arch, very small windows, and this castle-like architecture. In fact, a lot of series on Game of Thrones, they have these kind of architecture, Romanesque architecture. So medieval period, basically thick walls, heavy piers, and very small openings. These are characteristics of Romanesque architecture. So we learned about ancient architecture, classical architecture, Byzantine, Romanesque, and next on the line is Gothic architecture. Gothic architecture, if you see it, you will recognize it very easily by these pointed arches. This is a church in Belgium, Postel-Osten Cathedral. This is a bit typical. But if you see Gothic architecture, you will see these pointed arches, this very conical spires, and this rose windows, which are characteristic features of Gothic architecture. Also, flying buttresses, which we cannot see, but they were like supporting walls on the sides of the churches. Please note down flying buttresses. It's very important structure in Gothic architecture. You should Google it and see. They used to support the whole load of the church. Very good example of Gothic church is Notre Dame, Paris, which was destroyed in a fire recently. Now coming back to Renaissance architecture. So Renaissance was also known as the age of humanism, where human beings were given more importance. God was not the center, but the human being was the center. So it was returning to the classical idea. Building were more simplified. Gothic में building थोड़ा सा complicated हो गया था. Renaissance it was more simplified, it was more purist kind of architecture. So the arches which were pointed with again changed into rounded and simple arch. So example is this Florence Cathedral. The architect is Palladio and other builders. Look, the classical order of ancient Greek, and this is a double dome, and this is a basically a dome which was made by Brunelleschi actually. Long after Renaissance era ended, architects in the Western world found inspiration in the beauty proportion architecture of the world. So example of Renaissance architecture is this. Also, there is a church, Saint Maria Novella. You can see that church. It is an important example of Renaissance architecture. In Renaissance, it basically he went back up to divine proportion, use of ratio, harmonic proportion. Building has certain proportion, certain dimension because Renaissance architects believe that the divine numbers, if we apply this ratio, this proportion in the elevation and in the planning, then the building will have certain divine character to it. Okay. So this is an example of, this is Church of Gesu. This is example of Baroque. Baroque architecture was basically Baroque. The word it means basically pearl shaped, basically curvilinear shape. So the Baroque style is reflected in opulent and dramatic churches. You can see a lot of drama, lot of extra ornamentation, lot of irregular shape, extravagant ornamentation. Baroque was nothing but high Renaissance. Renaissance, as it went on, and later on it became like more detailing were added, more drama was added, more sculpture were added, more ornamentation were added. There were a lot of emotional drama in the building, and that high Renaissance was basically Baroque. In France, the highly ornamented Baroque style combines with classical restraint. Russian aristocrats also were impressed by the Baroque. So Baroque, you can see in the facade there is a lot of detailing. You can see these arrows and this detailing on the pediment. Window के ऊपर आप देख सकते हैं इस तरह के बहुत सारे वाइन्स और इस तरह के डिटेलिंग वगैरह ऐड हो गए Baroque में. And obviously Baroque, when it went to higher phase, it was known as Rococo architecture. Rococo architecture basically was the architecture for the French aristocrat. Obviously, I will send you this PPT after the session. Don't worry, Pankaj. The last phase of Baroque period, builder constructed gracefully white building. See, these kind of architecture were very much prevalent in French aristocrat type and in the interiors of those era. There were scrolls, vines, cell shape, and delicate geometric patterns. There were a lot of vines and scrolls. You can see these detailing. So there were a lot of ornamentation in Rococo architecture. Okay, coming back to this modern time, we had this few style which was after the classical architecture and after the industrial revolution came these few art and craft movements, and one of them was Art Nouveau. This Art Nouveau style was prevalent both in fine art, applied art, and architecture. So Art Nouveau was all about using natural forms, this inspiration from floral and from plant, leaves, vines, flowers. You can see these some iron structures. आप आज भी देख सकते हैं there are certain railing which were like in curve. शिमला में या आप कुछ मुंबई के कुछ रेलवे स्टेशन या कुछ रॉट आयरन के चेयर्स वगैरह देखेंगे जिसमें इस तरह के कर्व रॉट आयरन के डिजाइन होते हैं, फ्लोरल डिजाइन होते हैं. They are all inspiration from Art Nouveau style. You can see these examples. Basically, Antonio Gaudi, if he was a architect whose work, you can see there is a lot of Art Nouveau impact. You should see his work, Antonio Gaudi. Sagrada Family Church, very nice building. Yes, La Sargada Family Church is still incomplete. There is a documentary on Discovery which you can see. The Sargada Family Church. No one could, imitate Gaudi. So after his death, this church was never completed. It is still under construction. The main tower is still being built. So Antonio Gaudi used a lot of inspiration from nature, sea, sea form, seashells. His building gave a impression that it is deteriorating. It is has as if there is some fungus to the building. The exterior surface is deteriorating. So many of the people liked it. Some even hated it. But obviously, it evokes a reaction. There's a lot of China mosaic work on his building. A lot of metaphors. So he was a true expressionist architect, Antonio Gaudi. Now, after Art Nouveau, there is a style called Art Deco. Art Deco, just as Art Nouveau, there was curved element inspired by flower and plants. Art Deco was all about linear symmetry, acute angles, some linear geometry. You can see this in Chrysler building. You can see this acute angles, this triangles, and the repetition of this geometric pattern. Very good example of Art Deco is Raj Mandir Picture Hall, which is in Jaipur. If we see Raj Mandir Picture Hall, there is a lot of geometrical pattern which are repeating in itself. So Art Deco is an eclectic artistic and design style which started in Paris, flourished internationally through 1930 in World War II era. So Art Deco, if you see all this film set, there are certain movies when we make this retro movies where we try to show this vintage lifestyle. The sets are basically Art Deco style. Even there was this movie by Shah Rukh Khan, Om Shanti Om, where the whole background was Art Deco style. All these old movie cinema halls, they are all Art Deco style. There are certain houses in Bombay which are Art Deco style. So there is a lot of linear geometry and repetition, even inspiration from Egyptian and Aztec building. Aztec is Mayan civilization. Lot of inspiration from those era. So it is all about Art Deco. Lot of glossy finishes, lot of chrome, metallic finishes, reflecting, rich style, richness. So that is Art Deco. So this is example of Art Deco style. You can see a lot of glossy finish, aluminium plated, zinc plated finish, metal finish, chrome finish. These kind of metal ornamentation was done in Art Deco. And you can also see gargoyles on Gothic cathedral. इस तरीके के gargoyles जिस तरह से cathedral में होते थे, gargoyles were basically devils. तो इस तरीके से यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं, उससे inspiration लिया हुआ है. So coming back to another style, which is organic architecture. Very good example of organic architecture is Falling Water by Frank Lloyd Wright. Organic, the word organic means spontaneously growing. If you cut a branch of a tree, it will grow in itself. So that is organic architecture. So organic is like, spontaneously growing, fluid form, curvilinear form. Nature may, the building is merging with the nature, with the landscape. It doesn't stand out against it. So all these are examples of organic architecture. And the pioneer for organic architecture was Frank Lloyd Wright, and his famous building was Falling Water. See, Falling Water, आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि where the mountain are ending and the building is starting, you won't be able to realize it. The building is as if it is evolving from the hills around it. The whole backdrop and the whole setting, the building is not disturbing it. It is just setting inside this. So that is an example of organic architecture. And it is one of the masterpiece, one of our most beautiful homes in the world. People go there and visit and see this building. One of the masterpiece, and for architects, It's like must visit place. Okay, after this organic architecture came the international style. The international style was all about clear straight lines, honesty of materials, glass facade, truth of material. We are not going to hide anything, form follows function. Whatever is the function, the building will reflect it. And whatever is the material, the building will reflect it. Clear straight lines, this mullions you can see, this frames you can see, the glass glazing, building of you can see. So basically, international style was more or less like a box architecture. The main architects who propagated it were Mies van der Rohe and Walter Gropius. They had a school named as Buhas School of Architecture, and they were basically responsible for spreading of this style, called it the international style. Walter Gropius was the first person who coined this term, the international style. It was all about modern architecture, international style. It had like form follows function, truth of material, and all this. So that was international style. Very good example of international style is Seagram building. Yes, this is the Seagram building by Mies van der Rohe. You can see this is purely a simple box, a glass box. This is a skyscraper. It is one of the most notable examples. Actually, people haven't seen something so purest at that time. A pure glass box showing the eye section, all the steel frame, all the details prominently, and so all the material were visible, the glass structure. So that was the best example of modern architecture, Seagram building. And this style of using glass, clear straight lines, and all this visibility of material, truth of material, was named as international style. And Mies van der Rohe was the one of the architect pioneer of this. So this was all about style. Then there were other style also, postmodernist style and deconstruction. Deconstruction, one of the leading architect of deconstruction is Zaha Hadid. Also we have, Frank Gehry and Daniel Libeskind. So you can do that also. We are not covering that. World famous architecture. We will cover some famous buildings. Just go through this. This is Stonehenge, which I was talking about in the Neolithic age. It is a prehistoric monument in England, 2 miles west of Amesbury. It is still a mystery how this heavy stone were brought here and arranged in a circle. It is a mystery. And these each stone are 13 feet high and 7 feet wide, and it weight around 25 tons. So imagine bringing those stone that time to this place. They didn't have any technology for bringing those things. So that this is the first monument of importance, Stonehenge. Another example of a very important building is Eiffel Tower. It was really criticized when it was built. It was inaugurated in Paris exhibition in around 1885. There was an exhibition, and Sir Gustav Eiffel was responsible for making this building. Initially, it was hated by people of Paris. They didn't like it. It was supposed to be built in Barcelona, but then it was shifted to Paris. But this building, people really disliked it in the beginning. They said it was, paper discarded it as a very ugly building. And imagine after 100 years, Paris is known by Eiffel Tower. People go and to Paris to watch Eiffel Tower. So that is the power of architecture. It gives identity to the whole city. आप जयपुर को जानते हो हवा महल से. Similarly, Paris is known by Eiffel Tower now. So this tower is 324-meter high, and this tower attracts millions of visitors. And it was, It was built as an entrance arch for the World Expo of 1889. This is an example of very fascinating building which was built on man-made artificial island, which is Burj Al Arab, Dubai. It is 321-meter high on an artificial island. It is basically a wonder of contemporary engineering. First time ऐसा engineering किया गया था कि एक artificial, they made an artificial island and then they created a building on it. So the architect, it is designed by Tom Wright, and this is an example of structuralism, structural architecture. Structuralism. This kind of architecture is known as high-tech structuralism. This is a very, very important temple, Angkor Wat, Cambodia. This is the first Hindu temple. Angkor Wat was the most mysterious temple and largest religious complex in the world. It is built in 12th century. Basically, influence of Indian religion was found in Cambodia also, Southeast Asia also. So we find some buildings, some temples there, which has a statue of Vishnu and other Indian gods. Hindu tradition were abundant. Angkor Wat was dedicated to Buddhist deity Vishnu. The complex is a symbol of Cambodia. It is found in its place on Cambodian national flag. It has a lot of cosmological significance also. It is captivating in beauty, strong in traditional structure. One of the most important church and very good example of Renaissance architecture, probably the most famous Catholic church in the world and the biggest, is Saint Peter Basilica, Vatican, Rome. It was built twice. Initially, the old Saint Peter was broken down, and now this is the new Saint Peter Basilica. It was designed. There were a lot of architects who were responsible, painters, sculpture artists who were responsible for making Saint Peter. We have Bramante, Michelangelo, Bernini. They had smaller contributions than other contributions. This is a Basilican church. I'm not talking about Basilican architecture now. What is Basilican church? But just remember, it has a central nave and there are aisles around it. It is a revered building of Renaissance architecture. It's an example of Renaissance architecture. This is a Pantheon. This is an example of Roman architecture. You can see this vault. Can you see this arrow? I'm pointing on this vault. Dome. Is it visible?
No, sir.
Up?
Yes. No visible.
भाटी सर ये लेजर कहाँ से लेना है?
लेजर से ऊपर है एनोटिंग के आप जाओगे ना
It's visible.
तो वहीं पे मिल जाएगा आपको.
एनोटेशन में.
हाँ एनोटेशन में राइट.
एनोटेशन में तो ऑल आ रहे हैं सारे.
एक सेकंड आपको.
Arrow pointer, yes, got it. Can you see it now? Huh? What is the visible arrow?
Yes sir. Visible. Yes.
Yes, sir, visible है.
Okay. So Roman Pantheon is a very good example of classical architecture. You can see these pillars. They are example of Corinthian architecture. These are Corinthian pillars. These are inspired. You can see the capitals are inspired by cabbage leaves, some floral designs, some leaf vegetables. They inspired the capital of this Corinthian capital. And you can see this coffered dome with an oculus, and there is an eye in the middle called oculus. The coffered dome is basically a very good example of how to make such a bigger dome using lesser material. So that's why this is offered. You can see these are like offered ceiling. So this is an example of Roman architecture. Again, example of ancient age, with Pyramid of Giza. You can see this is a section of pyramid. You can see there is a false chamber. Actually, the actual chamber, which is the queen's chamber, is here in the beneath the ground. burial chamber. This is a false chamber. बेसिकली जो थीप या रॉबर्स वगैरह के लिए ये फॉल्स चैम्बर बनाया गया था, उनको फॉल्सली इधर लीड करने के लिए. एक्चुअल चैम्बर वाज हियर. So this is the king chambers and this is the actual chamber. So these are shaft and these are all supported. This whole structure is supported on this keystone. Now this is Sydney Opera House. The architect for this was John Urchin, who won the competition for Sydney Opera House, and he was selected out of 100 architects. Basically, if we see the form, form is inspired from the shell of the ship. It is a metaphor from the shell of the ship, and if you cut an orange, peel off an orange into certain parts, you will get this structure. So half of Australia economy was actually used in making this Sydney Opera House. It cost a lot of dollars to make this, and John Urchin left the project in between. The engineer for this project was O. Baru. Well, although it is a groundbreaking modern design, the shape of this shell. And Sydney, it is on Sydney, so Sydney the water is very dark. So this white shell stands as a contrast to the dark water of Sydney Harbour. So it stands out because of this. The white shell stands out because of the dark water of the Sydney. This Roman Colosseum, again you see Roman invented the arch, and they constructed aqueducts and Colosseum. It used to host certain fights and some events. It was kind of an amphitheater and considered to be one of the greatest achievement of Roman architecture. And it is the first time the Roman used concrete for construction. This is Tower Bridge, London. You can see example of Romanesque architecture. You can see these towers. This is a symbol of London, a pearl of 19th century architecture. It was a combination of Basque Bridge and Suspension Bridge in 1886 and 1894. So try to recognize this. This style is basically Romanesque style. You can see this castle-like building. So when it is made in 19th century, we'll call it Neo-Romanesque. Neo-Romanesque is New Romanesque. Neo style. This is Hagia Sophia. We have already talked about it. There is this dome on pendentive. These arches supporting the dome. And these are these minarets framing the whole visual composition. This is Empire State Building. Again, you see this linear geometry. This is example of Art Deco. Completed in 1931. It is 103 story high. Becoming one of the first skyline creator of the Big Apple. Petronas Tower, Kuala Lumpur. Again, these twin towers were the tallest building in the world from 1998 to 2004, and still the tallest twin tower in the world. The complex and super modern design initiated the construction of postmodern Kuala Lumpur. I think it was designed by Caesar Pillai. This is Leaning Tower of Pisa. Again, this is the example of basically Renaissance example of Renaissance architecture. The Campanile of the Cathedral of Pisa, Tuscany. This is a bell tower also known as Campanile. It's the world famous for learning position. Started in 12th century, the tower was completed in the second half 14th century. And it is iconic building of late Romanesque style. You can see this round arches. That means it is a Romanesque style, also known as blind arcade. These false arches are known as blind arcade. You can see there are false arches. ये एक्चुअल आर्च नहीं है, फॉल्स आर्चेस है. ये रोमनेस्क पीरियड में होते थे. ये वे नोन एज ब्लाइंड आर्चेस. And this is a modern masterpiece by uh, Frank Gehry. This is Guggenheim Museum, Bilbao. Uh, this is the art museum, and many critics consider this to be one of the greatest building of all time. You see, this is a deconstructivist style, basically breaking down, layering, overlapping. Yeah, these kind of style comes in deconstruction, where you break down the form, you overlap it, you peel it off, you do lot of many things, and all this kind of dynamic with the structure you do in deconstruction. The building is a fantastic creation, covered, and obviously Frank Lloyd Wright was yes, Frank Gehry was inspired by fish and the scale of the fish, and that's why we have this zinc plated. The whole building is zinc plated. You can see this, all this metal plating, and it is in the shiny sheets of metal, inspired by the shell of the fish. It was inaugurated in 1997, considered to be one of the seven wonders, modern wonders. This is a Flatiron building, which is designed by Daniel Burnham. A groundbreaking. Basically, it is groundbreaking because of the triangle and very small triangular site on which it was built in New York. And at that time, it was the tallest building when it was completed on a very narrow site, triangular site. So, Flatiron building. And the perfect example of modern architecture, purist architecture, designed by the greatest architect of all time, Le Corbusier. This is Villa Savoy. This is a wonderful building. If you study, although it looks very simple, but there are a lot of philosophy and lot of principle in it. Le Corbusier said about 5 points of architecture. So if you know about those, if you read about those 5 points of architecture, that is visible in this building. You can see pilotis, which is the building on pillar. You can have free plan. Since the building is raised on the pillar, the plan is free. So this is free plan, pilotis, free elevation, ribbon window, and terrace garden. So these were the 5 points of architecture which was propagated by Le Corbusier. And Villa Savoy is one of the masterpieces of modern architecture. Pure box architecture, purist architecture, example of purism. So, before we start with the famous architect all over the world, I would like to show you a video of 48 iconic buildings around the world. Can you please explain earlier slide? Colosseum. Avinash Pandey, Colosseum was basically example of Roman architecture, and it was built by the Roman, and the first time concrete were used. It was an amphitheater, and Romans were the first to invent the principle of making arches and a structure based on arch. This is your Eiffel Tower. This is example. This happened after industrial architecture. This is your Musée du Louvre, Paris by I.M. Pai. And this is an example of high-tech structuralism. Renzo Piano, Richard Rogers building. This is a museum, Central Pompidou Center. This is Musée d'Orsay. This is an example of basically.
Hello sir, due to music we are not able to listen to you.
Notre Dame. This is the Gherkin by in London. This is a commercial center. Gherkin was by Richard Rogers, the architect.
Music we
This is an example of Gothic architecture, Westminster Abbey. Again, example of Gothic architecture. You can see this pointed spires. This Colosseum, you can see these arches supporting another series of arches above. So this is known as colonnade. Pantheon in Rome, Italy. You can see this Corinthian column. It is I'm talking about. हाँ कर दिया This is by Antonio Gaudi. This is Nevada Family Church, example of expressionist architecture. Very good, very nice building. This is by Frank Gehry. Guggenheim Museum, example of deconstructivism. And again, this is Casa Mila by Antonio Gaudi. You can see this curvilinear balcony. This is Dresden in Germany, example of Baroque architecture. You can see this too much of ornamentation, realize it is Baroque architecture. This is Byzantine architecture. You see this dome and this minaret, you realize it's Byzantine architecture. So try to recognize all these styles. Gothic क्या होता है, Romanesque क्या होता है, Byzantine क्या होता है. This is high-tech structuralism. You can see this structure, all this structure, steel structure, all these structures are visible. This is Burj Khalifa. Am I clear now?
Abhishek sir.
Can you hear now?
Abhishek sir.
Can you hear my voice?
Abhishek sir.
सर आवाज नहीं आ रही है बिल्कुल भी.
सर है ना, इसका म्यूजिक है ना,
बहुत ज्यादा लाउड है.
इसका म्यूजिक म्यूट कर दो सर प्लीज. अभिषेक सर.
हेलो.
सर लास्ट स्लाइड में कुछ भी सुनाई नहीं दिया क्योंकि म्यूजिक की वजह से आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही थी.
In the video you have
अब आ रही है
reduced the volume. So in
हाँ
which
जी,
भी
सर.
सब लोग अपना
आपकी आवाज आ रही है सर.
हाँ एक्चुअली दोनों चीज नहीं हो सकता. मैं वीडियो चला रहा हूँ तो अगर मैं म्यूट कर रहा हूँ तो मेरी आवाज ही म्यूट होगी.
अच्छा अच्छा सर, वीडियो को म्यूट कर दो सर. फिर अगर वीडियो को जो प्लेयर आ रहा है वहीं पे आप म्यूट कर
कैसे
दो.
म्यूट करें?
वीडियो को इंडिविजुअली सब लोग म्यूट कर सकते हैं.
Okay, I think we have just gone through this. Let us proceed forward. वीडियो मैं शेयर कर दूंगा तो वो देख सकते हैं. Am I audible now?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Okay. Video was nothing. It was just a catalog of all the great monuments which we were talking about, which you can see later on also. It's on YouTube also. Let's start with the famous architect all over the world. These were few architects which we are going to cover. First and foremost, Jaha Hadid. Well, I should have started with other architects. because they are like postmodernist architect. ये आज के era के architect हैं. सबसे important Jahadid, she died recently a year back. She was a pioneer who transformed architecture. You know, her building are like extraordinary. If you see your building, आपको कहाँ पे फ्लोर स्टार्ट हो रहा है, कहाँ पे वो सीलिंग हो रहा है, अगेन कहाँ पे लैंडस्केप में चला जा रहा है. It's all about curvilinear form, deconstructivist architecture. You know, it's all about dynamic equilibrium. Nothing is in stable state. Your building is in a certain dynamic structure, as if the building is moving. So, lot of good example. London Aquatic Centre, Bridge Pavilion. So you must go and see his building, Jahadid. Another pioneer of deconstructivism was Frank Gehry. Gehry is one of the most famous architects. I just showed you a Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, which was by Frank Gehry. There are certain videos available on how these architects work. Pioneer of modern architecture in America, Frank Lloyd Wright, one of the exponent of regionalistic architecture. You know, this guy was inspired by, you know, Japanese architecture and Egyptian and Mayan civilization. His best building was Frank Lloyd Wright's best building was Falling Water, and there are other buildings also, like there is another Guggenheim Museum by Frank Lloyd Wright. You should see it. It's a spiral kind of a structure in America. There are other buildings also which are very important like Frank Lloyd Wright. Le Corbusier, almost we can call him the father of modern architecture. I should not be using this term, father of modern architecture. Basically, there is no such term as father of modern architecture. We can call him, the pioneer of modern architecture. So, some of the building include Villa Savoy, which you just saw. That was a modern building following his 5 points in architecture. There are other buildings also. Chandigarh के सारे buildings Le Corbusier के बनाए हुए. You should see Capitol complex in Chandigarh, Assembly Hall, Secretariat, High Court in Chandigarh, which was all done by Le Corbusier. One of his chapel, Notre Dame, is amazing. You should see his building. He used concrete in such a way. There are few houses in Ahmedabad also, like Mill building and Sudan Villa, which was done by Le Corbusier when he was invited by Jawaharlal Nehru to make a city on the foothills of Himalaya, and he designed Chandigarh on the foothills of Himalaya, which was supposed to be a modern city. Antonio Gaudí, he was a Spanish architect, a pioneer of Art Nouveau style, expressionist architecture. He used a lot of inspiration from nature, seashells, sea organisms. इस तरह की बिल्डिंग, इसकी बिल्डिंग में बहुत ज्यादा पैराबोलिक और एलिप्टिकल फॉर्म्स होते थे. यूज ऑफ लॉट ऑफ चाइना मोज़ेक्स. You can see Casa Milla, Casa Batlló, Sagrada Family. That is the example of Antonio Gaudí. Walter Gropius, exponent of international style. इंटरनेशनल स्टाइल मैंने आपको बताया था. सीग्राम बिल्डिंग है, बोहास स्कूल ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर है, आप देखेंगे. इट वाज लाइक प्लेन सिंपल फॉर्म फॉलोज फंक्शन. मतलब कुछ भी एक्सेसिव नहीं, कोई ऑर्नामेंटेशन नहीं. जो फंक्शन है बिल्डिंग उसी को रेप्लिकेट करते हुए वो फॉर्म, सिंपल फॉर्म, replicating the function of the building. If this is the function of the building, it will just have that form. Nothing excessive. Clear straight lines, truth of material, honesty of form. So that was Walter Gropius. Renzo Piano, he is a architect. He has a very different style than other. His buildings were masterful. Like the Shard in London, अभी आपने देखा था गर्किन के नाम से एक कैप्सूल की तरह बिल्डिंग था. वो इन्होंने डिजाइन किया था रेंजो पियानो ने. Whitney Museum in New York and the Menzel Collection in Texas. His building has lot of sustainable features, green building concepts. In this, lot of use of vernacular architecture also, inspiration from vernacular architecture also. In modern day context, he is a very different kind of architect, Renzo Piano, and his Pompidou Center Museum in Paris is like amazing. If you see that building. Again, his buildings were mostly example of high-tech structuralism. Daniel Libeskind, my personal favorite and one of the best example of deconstructivism was his Jewish museum, which he made in Berlin. If you see his building, it's like mind blowing. You know, his war museums and art museum, his theaters, his Jewish museum is just so much based on concepts. So much. It all tells a story. It's like a storytelling. Jewish museum, you should see a video on Jewish museum. So that's end our section on world architecture, and coming back to Indian architecture, we should quickly finish it. Indian architecture, first and foremost and most beautiful example, like a frozen poetry in stone, is Taj Mahal. Location is Agra, and this is an example of Mughal style. आप ये जो perfection देख रहे हैं वो एक दिन में नहीं हुआ था. It took 200 years of effort to make something as perfect in Islamic architecture, in Mughal architecture like Taj Mahal. So it was years of planning, years of making other buildings in perspective, perfection, visual composition, visual symmetry में. तो मार्बल में इस तरह का काम पहली बार इतना परफेक्ट किया गया था. It was made by Shah Jahan. It is a combination of Persian, Indian, and Islamic style. You can see a lot of. It is surrounded by this Charbagh Garden, Mughal Gardens, Lotus Pool, water channel. You can see this minarets and this small guldastas. ये छोटे छोटे से जो टावर है इसको गुलदस्ता बोलते हैं. ये टॉप में जो है इसको सीनियल बोलते हैं. And this is onion shaped dome. And this is your Ivan. Just wait a minute, I will take this later. This is Ivan. This is your Guldasta. These are your minarets. There is some calligraphy work known as Islimi. And there are 4 chhatris surrounding this main bulbous dome. So, example of perfect Mughal architecture. I also call it frozen poetry in stone. Qutub Minar complex, it was made by Qutbuddin Aibak, although the name Qutub was derived from a saint called Qutbuddin, not Qutbuddin ruler. This Qutub Minar is base dia is 14.2 meters. There were certain other buildings in the Qutub complex. There is a mosque also, there is an iron pillar also. Lot of elements from Jain and Hindu temple were brought here and converted and used in this Qutub complex. So there are numerous inscriptions in Arabic and Nagari character. So elements, these invaders actually, Alauddin Khilji and Qutbuddin Aibak, they were invaders. So what they did, they took up all this elements of Hindu and Jain building and they converted it into Islamic building. India Gate, done by Edwin Lutyens. Rashtrapati Bhavan, designed by Edwin Lutyens. One of the finest example of colonial architecture. You can see this gate was built in the memory of 19,000 Indian soldiers. सिर्फ आप इंडिया गेट के बारे में नहीं पढ़े. There is also, अगर if you walk straight down from India Gate towards Rasina Hills, you will find 2 Secretariat building and 1 Rashtrapati Bhavan also, which are all made by Edwin Lutyens, and also there was another architect, Herbert Baker, who was involved. So these are all example of colonial architecture. Red Fort, again, it was made by Shah Jahan. पहली बार मुगल आर्किटेक्चर में हिंदू आर्किटेक्चर का इन्फ्लुएंस दिखा था. आप देख सकते हैं इस तरह के बुर्ज जो हिंदू आर्किटेक्चर में होते थे, बुर्ज, और इस तरह के इन्फ्लुएंस आपको लाल किला में, बिकॉज शाहजहां adopted and accepted lot of other religion also. So in architecture also there was amalgamation of lot of style, lot of other elements from Hindu architecture. So it was when the capital was shifted from Agra to Delhi. And there are certain buildings inside Red Fort which are known as Diwan-e Khas. मतलब हॉल ऑफ मिनिस्टर, ऑडियंस हॉल, दीवाने आम, शाह बुर्ज, which is meant for secretive meeting. You can see this Khajuraho temple. This is an example of Nagaraj style, North Indian style of temple. You can see this Gopuram and this Garbhagriha, this Shikhara. There are a lot of parts of temple. Lot of exotic, erotic sculptures were there in this Khajuraho temples. Beautifully crafted building. It is in Madhya Pradesh, Khajuraho. अजंता केव, दिस इज अ चैत्य केव, बुद्धिस्ट केव. आप इसके एंड में देख सकते हैं, देयर इज अ स्तूपा. इट इज मेंट टू बी अ प्रेयर हॉल फॉर बुद्धिस्ट monks. These were discovered in 1819 and Khajuraho was Nagaraj style. Khajuraho temple was basically Nagaraj style of temple, which was North Indian style. There were two styles, Dravidian style and Nagaraj style. Odishan style was there also, so Nagaraj style. Yes, that is Indo-Aryan itself, Nagaraj style. Elephanta Caves, these are your monasteries near Mumbai, Dharapuri, 7 caves out of one of. There are a lot of fresco paintings inside this, and frescoes are preserved till now date. There are frescoes of Lord Shiva in different faces. Basically, in Elephanta Cave, you will find a sculpture of Lord Shiva. There were remarkable images of Lord Shiva and even Nataraja Shiva. This is an example of again Islamic architecture, Mughal architecture, Charminar, Hyderabad. This Charminar or four minars, meaning the four direction, four cardinal direction, owing to the inadequacy of water and frequent epidemic of plague and cholera. Quli Qutub Shah established the new city with the Charminar. There are 45 prayer spaces into a large open space in front to accommodate more of Friday prayer. So this is your Charminar, made by Quli Qutub Shah. Again, a very good example of Mughal architecture, Agra Fort. This is architecture style of three emperors who ruled Agra Fort. It was made by Akbar actually. There are other buildings also inside this. Jahangiri Mahal, built by Akbar for his wife Jodha Bai. The Mahal is reached through an impressive gateway. So there are lot of landmark building inside Agra Fort. So it is made in red sandstone, and you can see influence of Hindu architecture like these kind of Burj and all this. So this Mughal rulers like Akbar, they adopted, even married Indian and Hindu princes, and even adopted Hindu architecture. Very good example of that building is Fatehpur Sikri. You should study about Fatehpur Sikri also. There are a lot of good buildings in Fatehpur Sikri. Lotus Temple, it is in Kalkaji, New Delhi. It is again a metaphor from lotus, Kamal. It is regarded as a symbol of peace, purity, love. There are 27 freestanding petals made of marble. Again, this is made for Baha'i religion. This is open temple for all religions. This is just like Sydney Opera House. This is by Lee Corbusier, which I was talking about. Capitol complex in Chandigarh. You should study all the buildings there. Very brutalist architecture. Example all in RCC. This is the High Court. You can see this. And 6 monuments were arranged on a single side. There are other buildings also. Secretariat bhi hai, High Court bhi hai. This is High Court. And there is assembly also, and there are other monuments also. This is your Rashtrapati Bhavan by Edwin Lutyens. This is basically example of colonial style, built in classical blend of Royal Mughal and European architecture. colonial style, or later on it became also known as Indo-Saracenic style. Indo-Saracenic style was example of mixing of style brought by this Gothic Renaissance, brought by Britishers, then Hindu and Islamic Mughal influence. ये सब जब इन सब का मिक्स होके जो स्टाइल डेवलप हुआ, उस स्टाइल को हम इंडो सार्सनिक स्टाइल बोलते हैं। इंडो सार्सनिक आप ध्यान रखें, वो लेटर ऑन स्टेजेस में जब उसमें हिंदू और मुगल इन्फ्लुएंस आ गया, जो ब्रिटिशर्स लेकर आए थे, ब्रिटिशर्स क्या लेकर आए थे? क्लासिकल आर्किटेक्चर, मतलब बेसिकली वो गॉथिक आर्किटेक्चर, रेनेसां आर्किटेक्चर और स्टाइल जो वो ब्रिटेन से लेकर आए थे, और उसमें जब वो यहाँ के वर्नाकुलर और रीजनलिस्ट आर्किटेक्चर के साथ मर्ज होता है, तो देयर वाज अ एवोल्यूशन ऑफ न्यू स्टाइल which we find in Jaipur Albert Hall, which is Indo-Saracenic style. Now, you should read more buildings in Indian architecture. आप खुद से कुछ और बिल्डिंग पढ़ना चाहें जो मैंने कवर नहीं किया है, लाइक फतेहपुर सीकरी है, सांची स्तूपा है. There are other very good examples. You should read those buildings. Some modern buildings like Johar Kala Kendra by Charles Korea. So there are few architects which we will just go through them. One is Raj Rewal. I loved his building, which was Pragati Maidan, which was recently his Hall of Nation was demolished, and there were a lot of debate going whether it should be demolished or not. But I loved his architecture. He's an Indian architect, urban design consultant. He attended the Delhi School of Architecture. And he also made the Parliament Library. You should see that building also, Parliament Library. Use of lot of sandstone and stone cladding work in Indian context. बहुत अच्छे तरीके से इन्होंने use किया था. Again, very good example of an architect who studied, outside India and then came back to India to practice is B.B. Doshi. Balkrishna Vittaldas Doshi. One point of time I went to him for an autograph, and he said, "Look, I am not a celebrity that I should give you an autograph." And he is so humble. He even went for training under Le Corbusier to France. And he was not given a chance to work there for 6 months. And then one day Le Corbusier was given the commission of Chandigarh, and he called B.B. Doshi to his office and said, "What do you know about India? Tell me." And that's how the collaboration of Le Corbusier and B.B. Doshi started. And then Corbusier came to India and he made Chandigarh and a lot of building in Ahmedabad. So B.B. Doshi followed Le Corbusier, and he was a strong supporter of Le Corbusier style. His own office in Ahmedabad, Sangat, you should see that building. Even he made NIF Delhi, which is also a very good building. Charles Korea, he came from MIT and started practicing in Mumbai. His theories on architecture are refreshing, and he changed the way people thought about Indian architecture, and actually he brought a lot of regionalistic thought in architecture. He not just simply followed Louis Khan or Le Corbusier. इन्होंने अपना स्टाइल और अपनी मेथोडोलॉजी और अपने कॉन्सेप्ट लगाए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल द गांधी आश्रम इन अहमदाबाद, और यू कैन टॉक अबाउट जौहर कला केंद्र और विधानसभा भोपाल. Similarly, Brindya Sumaya, she is another brilliant Indian architect, and she was responsible for some rehabilitation work in IIM and some work with IIT. She completed her Bachelor of Architecture degree from Mumbai University and Master of Arts from Smith College. There are other architects also, like A.P. Kanvinde. We haven't covered him, who was responsible for making IIT Kanpur and other institutions building. You should read about A.P. Kanvinde also. We will just see a small video on Indian architecture. This is just a small video.
Mahal. It's the seventh wonder of the world. It is located in Agra. It is built with the help of white marble. सफ़ेद संगमरमर का बना है ये. नेक्स्ट, इसे जो है मुगल बादशाह शाहजहां ने बनवाया था. द मुगल एम्पर, ग्रेट मुगल एम्पर. द आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ दिस मॉन्यूमेंट वर उस्ताद इज़ा शिराजी एंड उस्ताद अहमद लाहौरी. फिफ्थ पॉइंट इज स्पेशलिटी जो है इसकी, ये एक मैज़ोलियम है, मतलब एक मकबरा है. नेक्स्ट है जामा मस्जिद. इट इज लोकेटेड इन दिल्ली. इसको जो बनाया था इसे भी शाहजहां ने ही बनवाया था. नेक्स्ट, इसके आर्किटेक्ट थे उस्ताद खलील. और मटेरियल जो इसमें यूज हुआ है वो है रेड सैंडस्टोन एंड वाइट मार्बल. और स्पेशलिटी इसकी ये है कि मॉस्क है, बहुत बड़ी मस्जिद है और एशिया की सबसे बड़ी मस्जिद तो में से एक है, ये सबसे बड़ी मॉस्क में से एक है. नेक्स्ट है प्रेसिडेंट हाउस या फिर राष्ट्रपति भवन. इट इज़ ऑल्सो लोकेटेड इन दिल्ली. इनके जो आर्किटेक्ट थे वो थे एडविन लुटियंस. मटेरियल्स जो इसमें यूज हुए हैं ब्रिक्स, सैंडस्टोन, आयरन एटसेट्रा. स्पेशलिटी इसकी ये है कि ये रेसिडेंस है प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया का और इम्पोर्टेंट पॉलिटिकल बिल्डिंग है हमारे देश की. नेक्स्ट है सांची स्तूपा. इट इज लोकेटेड इन सांची, मध्य प्रदेश. इसे जो बनवाया था एम्परर अशोका ने बनवाया था, अशोका द ग्रेट, उन्होंने इसे बनवाया था. मटेरियल्स जो इसमें यूज हुए हैं वो है ब्रिक्स हैं, स्टोन्स हैं एटसेट्रा. और स्पेशलिटीज की यह है कि ये इंपॉर्टेंट बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्यूमेंट है एंड इट इज वन ऑफ द यूनेस्को वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट. नेक्स्ट है फतेहपुर सिकरी.
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिल्डिंग, फतेहपुर सिकरी.
फतेहपुर सिकरी इज अ सिटी विच इज लोकेटेड इन आगरा डिस्ट्रिक्ट, उत्तर प्रदेश. इसे जो बनवाया था वो मुगल एम्परर अकबर ने बनवाया था. मटेरियल्स जो इसमें यूज्ड हुए हैं मेनली रेड सैंडस्टोन के हैं. और आर्किटेक्ट जो थे इनके वो थे आर रॉय एंड ध्रुव चावला. और स्पेशलिटीज की ये है कि ये इंपॉर्टेंट मुगल आर्किटेक्चर की सिटी है. यहाँ आपको मुगल आर्किटेक्चर के बेखूब आपको नमूना यहाँ दिख जाता है. नेक्स्ट है हवा महल. इट इज लोकेटेड इन जयपुर. उसके बाद इसे बनवाया था महाराजा सवाई प्रताप सिंह ने. मटेरियल जो इसमें यूज हुए हैं वो रेड और पिंक सैंडस्टोन है. अब इसके फोटो देख के ही अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं कि किस तरह का मटेरियल यूज हुआ है. आर्किटेक्ट जो थे उसके उस्ताद लाल चंद थे इसके. नेक्स्ट स्पेशलिटी है कि इसका वेंटिलेशन कॉन्सेप्ट काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है और काफ़ी फेमस है. जो इसमें यूज हुआ है इसके कंस्ट्रक्शन में, इसी के कारण ये काफ़ी फेमस है. नेक्स्ट है गोल गुम्बज. इट इज़ लोकेटेड इन बीजापुर, कर्नाटका. उसके बाद ये बनाया गया था मोहम्मद आदिल शाह की मेमोरी में, उनकी याद में बनवाया गया था. ये बादशाह थे उस रीजन के. नेक्स्ट स्पेशलिटीज़ की ये है कि एक मैज़ोलियम है, डेक्कन आर्किटेक्चर का बेखूब बेजोड़ नमूना है ये. और ये फेमस है पूरे वर्ल्ड में विस्पर गैलरी के लिए. नेक्स्ट है द टाउन ऑफ हम्पी. इट इज लोकेटेड इन कर्नाटका.
Is it not visible? The video is not visible, right?
विजिबल है सर.
I don't think 2-3 जने बोल रहे हैं visible तो है.
विजिबल है सर. गुड.
Okay. There are some people who are telling it's not visible. I think they have started.
मे बी
नेक्स्ट ये एक टेम्पल टाउन है जो कि एक यूनेस्को साइट भी है. और विजयनगर एम्पायर से इसके काफ़ी अच्छे रिलेशंस हैं. विजयनगर एम्पायर
This
से
building is related to
हिस्टोरिकल जो बुक्स हैं, इंस्क्रिप्शंस हैं, हमें इसका जिक्र उन किताबों में मिलता है. स्पेशलिटी ये है कि इस रामायण में भी इसका वर्णन किया गया है, पुराणों में भी इसका नाम आता है. नेक्स्ट इज कोणार्क सन टेम्पल. तो ये जो लोकेटेड है उड़ीसा में इसकी लोकेशन है, कोणार्क उड़ीसा. मटेरियल जो इसमें यूज्ड हुए हैं वो है स्टोन्स, जैसे कि कॉन्डेलाइट, क्लोराइट एंड लेटेराइट. ये अलग अलग तरह के स्टोन्स होते हैं जो उनका यूज़ हुआ है इसमें. स्पेशलिटी ये है कि नागरा स्टाइल ऑफ टेम्पल यहाँ जो है हमें डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट होता है. नेक्स्ट है कुतुब मीनार जो कि दिल्ली में लोकेटेड है. सो कुतुब मीनार लोकेशन इज दिल्ली. इट वॉज बिल्ड बाय कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक, इल्तुतमिश एंड फिरोज शाह तुगलक. तो जो स्टार्टिंग है वो कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक ने कराई थी, बाद में इसे आगे का और काम करवाया इल्तुतमिश और फिरोज शाह तुगलक ने. ये सब दिल्ली सल्तनत के बादशाह थे. मटेरियल्स जो इसमें यूज्ड हुए हैं वो है सैंडस्टोन एंड मार्बल. नेक्स्ट स्पेशलिटी इसकी यही है कि ये वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट है यूनेस्को की. नेक्स्ट है द पार्लियामेंट हाउस ऑफ इंडिया. संसद भवन भी हम इसे कहते हैं. लोकेशन इसकी न्यू दिल्ली है. आखिर मटेरियल्स जो इसमें यूज हुए हैं वो है रेड सैंडस्टोन, मार्बल एंड आयरन। आर्किटेक्ट जो थे इसके वो थे एडविन लुटियंस एंड हर्बर्ट बेकर। नेक्स्ट स्पेशलिटी इसकी है कि इंपॉर्टेंट पॉलिटिकल बिल्डिंग है। हमारी जो हाउसेज हैं लोकसभा और राज्यसभा वो दोनों इसी में प्रिसाइड करते हैं। यह हमारा संसद भवन है हमारे कंट्री का, सेंट्रल लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली। नेक्स्ट इज रेड फोर्ट, लाल किला भी हम इसे कहते हैं। तो लोकेशन जो इसकी है ये दिल्ली है। इसे बनवाया था मुगल एम्परर शाहजहां ने। मटेरियल जो इसमें यूज्ड हुआ है वो है रेड सैंडस्टोन। आपके इस फोटो से ही हम समझ सकते हैं कि रेड सैंडस्टोन इसमें यूज हुआ है। नेक्स्ट इसके आर्किटेक्ट थे उस्ताद अहमद लाहौरी। ये हमारे ताजमहल में भी काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट इन्होंने रोल प्ले किया था। ये इनका हाथ था काफ़ी ताजमहल में भी, और वो यहाँ भी हैं। तो काफ़ी अब इनके नाम हमें काफ़ी जो इसका नाम है हमें याद रखना है, उस्ताद अहमद लाहौरी के नाम से। स्पेशलिटी ये है कि ये यूनेस्को हेरिटेज साइट है और 15 अगस्त को जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं वो फ्लैग यहीं होस्ट करते हैं, यहीं से पूरी कंट्री को एड्रेस करते हैं। तो इट्स अ बिल्डिंग ऑफ नेशनल इंपॉर्टेंस। नेक्स्ट है चार मीनार। इट इज़ लोकेटेड इन हैदराबाद तेलंगाना। नेक्स्ट इसे बनाया गया था कुली कुतुब शाह के ऑनर में। मटेरियल जो इसमें यूज्ड हुए हैं वो लाइम मोटर, मार्बल एंड ग्रेनाइट। It was one of the first buildings which were built by lime mortar. नेक्स्ट स्पेशलिटी ये है कि सेंटर पीस है ओल्ड हैदराबाद सिटी का। ये जिस स्क्वायर पर लोकेटेड है ये उस पूरी ओल्ड हैदराबाद सिटी को 4 क्वाड्रेंट्स में डिवाइड करती है। नेक्स्ट है अजंता एलोरा केव्स। इसकी लोकेशन है औरंगाबाद महाराष्ट्र। अजंता इंक्लूड मुगल पेंटिंग्स एंड रॉक कट आर्ट। ये मुगल पेंटिंग्स को डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट करता है यहाँ। और एलोरा जो है वो बुद्धिज्म और जैनिज्म को रिप्रेजेंट करता है। नेक्स्ट इज बीबी का मकबरा विच इज लोकेटेड इन औरंगाबाद महाराष्ट्र। स्पेशलिटी इसके आगे देखते हैं। इसे जो बनाया था आजम शाह ने बनवाया था। ही वॉज अ सन ऑफ औरंगजेब। नेक्स्ट मटेरियल जो इसमें यूज हुआ था वो था वाइट मार्बल, क्योंकि ये हूबहू हमारे ताजमहल से मेल खाता था। आर्किटेक्ट जो थे इसके अता उला एंड हंसपत राय। एंड स्पेशलिटी इसकी ये है कि ये रेप्लिका है ताजमहल की, द 7th वंडर की। इट्स ऑल्सो नोन एज ताज ऑफ द डेक्कन। तो हमें इसे याद रखना है, काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट मॉन्यूमेंट है ये, ताज ऑफ डेक्कन। नेक्स्ट कुछ और भी आर्किटेक्चरल मॉन्यूमेंट्स है जिन्हें हमने इस वीडियो में शामिल नहीं किया है, लेकिन हम इन्हें शॉर्ट व्यूज देख सकते हैं। इन्हें हम आगे पीडीएफ फॉर्म।
So this is all about that. If you have any question, you can ask. We have covered all the architectural style mostly.